But let's get in our guest on the show. We have Varun Sharma from Motilal Oswal Mutual Fund, who joins in from Motilal Oswal's 22nd Annual Global Investor Conference to talk to us about market fundamentals and his top sectoral picks. Varun, thanks very much for your time here on CNBC TV 18. Got to start by asking you about the earnings season, since it's been pretty spectacular. What stood out for you? And, what would you really stay away from, irrespective of the performance in the first quarter?
See, I think a lot of things, when we look at some of the themes in India which are germinating and emanating and growing pretty fast, you have the entire AI-driven data center wave and the entire value chain where you have a lot of companies growing phenomenally. Then you have parts of manufacturing, be it precision manufacturing or aerospace, and even the electric vehicles-driven value chain. We are seeing phenomenal growth over there, and even earnings responding to the headline growth. And finally, we have the digital ecosystem, where growth rates are anyway, very good, and most of the companies we are seeing today have turned, either break even or are profitable. So all of these areas are quite, I would say, constructive right now, and we are quite optimistic on these spaces.
Varun, thank you for taking our time. There has been this broad consensus that if there is value to be found right now, it is going to be large private financials, at least for most of the market participants who we speak to. But the fact of the matter is that most of these large private financials have done anything but deliver returns over the last 2 to 3 years. The largest private banks have all been underperformers. Do you still continue to bet on a sector like this, hoping that things will turn around sooner or later? Or do you believe that there is still better value to be found in other pockets from within the financial space?
So see, clearly we subscribe to the view that there is better value in other pockets. But I think we have to change our approach now to looking at companies and sectors or even subsectors, deeply, not looking at everything as a pack, because whenever we are looking at something as a pack, especially in the larger spaces, essentially, it turns out to be mean reverting, and then it's very difficult to generate good returns. So what we are doing is that we would recommend that we look at business models and sub-segments and figure out where are the spaces, where we have growth, instead of treating everything as a pack. But as I said, there are other areas of opportunity here, and those are the hunting grounds for us to find growth and value.
Varun, what are these other areas of opportunities then? So I'm taking you don't like large private sector banks. So what within the financial space do you think offers better rewards? What about some of the new age companies as well? I mean, these Pine Labs and Paytms on the back of this potential MDR possibly coming in, is that overdone, or where do you see pockets of value?
See, lots of spaces. Digital is definitely one of the spaces. Technology, in finance is leading to a lot of companies scale up faster, and we are seeing the growth rates differ from the sector itself, and materially better. Then you have the entire microfinance situation, wherein the good players, the disciplined players are actually gaining market share and are showing much better growth than the entire space itself. So those are also areas where we can find opportunities. See, the entire financial space, if you look at the entire technology layer that we have today, and the names that you mentioned, clearly, newer companies are coming up as well, where we are finding these opportunities. Then finally, even the mid-sized banks is, as a layer, is something that we are finding quite attractive, because people or companies and managements have chosen their areas where they want to grow, and some of them are actually demonstrating good growth with good execution discipline. So there are several areas where we are finding these opportunities, as I mentioned, all of these.
Varun, what about the textile space? There has been a lot of chatter with regards to the FTAs, the implementation, the benefits for the entire space here as well. Or actually, even for that matter, the alcobev space, which is also a potential beneficiary of these FTAs that are being signed and implemented. Where within textiles, or are you bullish on either of these two spaces, textiles and alcobevs?
See, it's a similar situation that instead of taking the space as a whole, we are constructive on the space given the FTAs that have been signed. But instead of taking the space as a whole, we have to go company by company and understand their exposures. Where is it that they can benefit? There are certain hope stories as well as to where, a big maybe, an order pipeline can come through and benefit a lot of companies. There is a bit of wait and watch here as well as to, where some of these companies can actually capture or capitalize on the opportunity. So I wouldn't say the entire space, but yes, it's quite a constructive space for us to look into and find opportunities, and we are finding opportunities here.
The IT sector as well. I mean, it's been down, it's been beaten, it rose up, down again. What's the view there?
I remember we had this conversation last year as well. See, if you look at the overall technology space in any country, IT services is actually a fraction of that. It's just that in India, IT services has become quite big. But when we are looking at technology in India, we are looking at the broader technology ecosystem, whether it's digital, whether it's internet, or software and platform plays, and not IT services. Perhaps the industry, IT services industry has become so big, Indian industry has also become so big that the scale and base of companies is becoming a challenge for them to grow because the global industry grows, in low or mid-single digits. So that is not something that, we would look at, not in the near term, not even in the medium to long term, unless there are certain smaller companies which have a differentiated strategy to grow faster. Otherwise, we will remain, we will stay away from this space from an investment standpoint.
Varun, pleasure having you today. Thank you so much for spending time and joining us on the sidelines of the conference. Wish you good luck for the entire duration of the stint there as well.
For over 25 years, CNBC TV 18 has been the guiding force for investors, steering them through the markets.
Start your trading day with cutting-edge insights and expert analysis.
Seize every opportunity by decoding the forces that drive the market.
Equip yourself with strategies and guidance from India's biggest market mavens.
Invest with confidence as we beam live from the CNBC TV 18 Motilal Oswal studio.